Hello everyone and welcome to ECW, coming to you live from the BB&T Center in Sunrise, Florida. It is the final show before King of the Ring. It is just around the corner and I cannot wait for it. But tonight, ECW is here to prove not only why it is the best show week in and week out, but why it could be the favorite heading into that tournament as well. Tonight's main event, though, is going to be a pretty big one in the Cruiserweight division. It is Noam Dar of the New Foundation versus the Cruiserweight Champion himself, Rey Mysterio. And speaking of the Cruiserweight division, we're going to kick things off tonight by doing it back from last week. What happened between Humberto Carrillo and Akira Tozawa's match was a shame for those two guys, no doubt about it. And that is why the redo will take place here tonight. It will be Humberto Carrillo versus Akira Tozawa to get us underway here on ECW. Warm welcome to you all wherever you are tuning in. We are so close to King of the Ring, that monumental evening where 8 men will vie for the opportunity to be this year's King of the Ring. Cannot wait for it. But as well as that, we have other matches to look forward to. This is going to be one of them. Carrillo and Tozawa look like they were on their way to burning the house down last week before everything transpired with Seth Rollins. And now, no! What? That's Hiromu Takahashi of LIJ! Oh, you're kidding me! Not on tonight! Hiromu assaulting Humberto before the match could even get underway, before Tozawa even made his way out. Tell me this isn't happening. We hadn't seen LIJ since the Rumble. And now time bomb. Oh, to Humberto. Florida letting its opinion be known already, and I don't blame them. These scumbags are back. Keep it coming. Keep it coming at them. They deserve it. Really? A party? Well, that's one thing for certain. All of LIJ will be in the building, even the champion himself. There's the reaction for Naito that we were waiting for. Looks to be a bragging party for LIJ next week, but tonight I think you better get a move on, because here comes the cavalry. Goto and Ishii are making their way out, and Humberto seems to be all alone here tonight. And before they can get his hands on him, Humberto's gonna scarper, and I'm not surprised one bit by it as well. Stares down with the 2 men before hopping into the crowd with his tail between his legs, like the coward that he and the rest of LIJ are. Goto and Ishii step into the ring, Humberto walking long and far away into the sunset. The statement has been sent here tonight, though. LIJ are in town next week, and they seem to have all of ECW's attention right now. LIJ may be the common enemy, but that's not going to stop interests, personal interests, taking over people. Ishii has a point. Maybe he's right. But if one thing is to be said, if we're going to get Ishii and Adam Cole squaring off, tell me where on the dotted line I need to sign to make that a reality, because I think that is a match that we will all want to see. And right now, folks, we have a tune-up for King of the Ring coming your way. It is a tag team match. Tony Nese and Chad Gable of the New Foundation to take on Boston Strong Style. That being One Lorcan, and the man making his return up the Assault 2 weeks ago from Evil and Sonata. Perhaps the favorite, if not at least, certainly one of the favorites, Dominik Dijakovic. But first out, it is the man who will raise his finger up on high, and the man who put the challenge out there for the New Foundation. One Lorcan charging towards the ring. No cares given. His focus only on one thing, as it always is, what goes on in that ring, who he's in the ring with, and who he gets to throw down with each and every week. One of the sides that we love about One Lorcan, he truly does lift the moniker of Boston Strong Style. He'll throw his head into any fight with anyone. It doesn't matter for him. And that is what certainly complements this team as well, that fighting attitude. One Lorcan has buckets of it. What he doesn't have in size and strength, this man does. A warm reception for the big man of ECW, and the man who could be on his way to be king of the ring. Dominik Dijakovic charging back on ECW. I talked with Dijakovic. I had the opportunity before the show went on the air this week, backstage earlier today, to talk with Dijakovic about the attack and to see how he was and see what his focus was. And Dijakovic said to me that he knows what they want. He knows that ECW, he knows that LIJ want another common enemy. They want another person to gang up against them. They want another person that they can toy around with. Dijakovic ain't interested in that. That's not what he came here to do. That's not what he's on ECW to do right now. His job is to be the king of the ring. His job is to walk into that tournament this Sunday with 7 other men and overcome them all. Maybe then he'll set his sights on LIJ. But until that point is reached, his focus is on one thing and one thing only, and that is being king of the ring. LIJ can take a hike for all Dijakovic cares, and I admire that from Dijakovic. I admire that in the face of LIJ almost desperate to get another enemy, almost desperate to try and piss off another individual in ECW, that he basically says, that's not what I'm here for. He is here to be king of the ring, and that's all that he wants to be right now. And I admire that focus from Dijakovic, and of course for the selfishness of being the general manager of ECW. I certainly hope that it turns out to be a victory for him, but he has got a mighty stacked field, of course, to overcome, with the likes of Daniel Bryan, Pete Dunne, Keith Lee, Big E, and of course, as we saw last time out on SmackDown, in Drew Gulak. And of course, the other man that we see in this ring as well, Chad Gable, who is going up against One Lorcan to get things going, and of course, Juice Robinson on Monday Night Raw. We don't know the brackets, of course, for that tournament. For the first round anyway. We won't know until the night before the tournament, before we run down the preview of the show, which will be certainly an interesting one there to get an idea of what the first round will be. That will not dictate what the semi-finals will be either. All the bracket will be completely at random as One Lorcan hits a move from his early SmackDown superstar cover made early on, but Chad Gable certainly showing that what Lee said to Lorcan last week about all the training that he's gone through for this tournament is not just a little saying. It is a belief, and it is a fundamental side of Chad Gable right now, and he is using that as the former Olympian and the guy who really, in my opinion, of the 3 in this group, probably shares the most in common in terms of fundamentals with Bret the Hitman Hart. That mat-based wrestling, that submission style. Chad Gable certainly shares all of it, but at the same time, it's not really where I expected Chad Gable to be. I mean, I get it with Neeson Dar. I do. They're good, but Bret Hart saw the potential in them to be better. And he wanted to shape them in his own vision, but Chad Gable had sort of shaped himself in Bret Hart's vision already without Bret Hart. So why would he cave in to the ways of Bret Hart and the new foundation? I'm not too certain. What I do know is that the premier athlete just used his confidence to his advantage there, and it's a nice combination on Oney Lorcan to take him down. Dijakovic wanting in this one. Tony Nese go for the cover in the corner of the new foundation here on Oney Lorcan. 2 count. And nothing more on that one. Right hand there from Nese, getting in a good few shots, but you're going to need more than just a few of them on Oney Lorcan to keep him down. Pound for pound, one of the gutsiest and toughest athletes, I believe, that there is on ECW. Don't let his size fool you. Oney Lorcan can hit as hard as anyone on this brand, maybe even the likes of the hardest hitters. Ishii. There we go, tag made though. Good tag team offense from Gable and Nese thus far. This is the first time they've worked together as a team, and they're showing that the work in the Hart Dungeon is paying off. As look at this stretch now over the knees for Oney Lorcan's back as his arms are being crossed over as well. Chad Gable just adding an extra element to it all. Oney Lorcan getting up to his feet and missing that spinning uppercut there. And that gives Chad Gable all that he needs to get back in. They are really doing a good job, it has to be said, of trying to just stop Oney Lorcan right now. Just keep him derailed and try to stop him from having a chance of getting offense going, and with it making the tag into Dijakovic, is sort of as we saw last week with Ishii and Goto against the DCC. The tag could have been made there, but Chad Gable doing a great job of denying it. Here we go again, another tag made and another tag team combination from the new foundation. Say what you will about them, and I've said plenty, but there is no denying their talent in this ring is there in quantities. Big boot and that spinning heel kick connects again, and it has drawn blood here. Oney Lorcan with a bit of color on his face. That heel of the boot catching him flush. And added some red to the face of Oney Lorcan, who gets out of that maneuver. No, gets out of the suplex, hits a Saito suplex, charges over the corner, and here we go. Dijakovic is legal. Dominic Dijakovic is legal in this one, and he is looking into the eyes of Tony Nese, and he is unleashing his fire. He's waited to get back in this ring. He has waited to unleash the anger that would have overcome him from the assault from Evil and Sonata. Now he gets the opportunity. Here we go in the corner. What a splash down onto Nese there. Nese in his own right may be pound for pound an incredible athlete, but there is a difference between Tony Nese and Dominic Dijakovic. Sit out powerbomb. There's the cover. 2. And not much more than that either. That is not stopping Dijakovic here, just staying on the money, staying as focused as he always is, and showing that that week off, even if he couldn't get in this ring and wrestle, he hasn't wasted it. Can't imagine it just being fundamental trainings for Dijakovic. Cardio, of course, has to be at the peak of it. He's sending him to the outside there, but of course, you know, you've got to wrestle. If you're going to win the King of the Ring, you have to wrestle 3 times in one night. And it's not as if you're just wrestling some nobodies either. You are wrestling 7 incredible athletes. Well, 3 incredible athletes, but it could be you don't know which of the 7 you're going to face. So not only do you have to get all that cardio training in, not only do you have to be prepared to take a beating, as Chad Gable might be about to, as we might get a first round King of the Ring preview here between Gable and Dijakovic. And you have to study all the tapes as well. You have to study 7 different athletes and learn all their strengths and their weaknesses. That is a lot to do. And I would imagine that Dijakovic has been working on it as well. As here we go, this little preview for King of the Ring is underway, and look at that. Manhandling Chad Gable as Dijakovic then Nese down on the outside, and he has taken some time to get up to his feet as well. But Gable might be in a 2-on-1 situation, but he's not going to go down without a fight. I've always admired the fight of Chad Gable. I've been a fan of Chad Gable. That is why I find myself questioning why you have to go ahead with this move. Look at this there from Dijakovic, so sweeps the legs and connects with some real good right hand shots there. Gable doing the right thing, no one just covering up the face. Even then, I can't imagine he was all entirely safe on those shots. Tag made here into One Lorcan, now Boston Strong Style, working together. Oh! Brutal tag team maneuver. Cover made. Will it be enough? And oh, Chad Gable kicks out in time. Tony Nese prevented from making the save by Dijakovic and sent out of the ring as well to go with it. Look out though. Gable up to his feet. Gable using his quickness. Look at this. Roll up from Gable as he finished it off Dijakovic and to make the save there on Lorcan. Gable got a lot of proof as well, of course, heading into King of the Ring. He is in that first round. He could get Dominic Dijakovic. There is nothing in the rules for this tournament saying that it has to be all different brands colliding with one another. One Lorcan missed the first time around, gets it the second time around, swinging sleeper slam there. And One Lorcan lining it up in the corner. Chad Gable doesn't know where he is! And knows even less now. Running blockbuster from Lorcan into the half. Hat suplex. Face first into the turnbuckle. Nese is down. That should be all she wrote in this one. Chad Gable down and out. And it's going from bad to worse for him. Dijakovic is back up to his feet. Dijakovic has a point to prove heading into this Sunday. Here may be your favorite. Feast your eyes. You could count to 100. There's the cover. Boston Strong Style are your winners. And Dominic Dijakovic with a dominant display heading into this Sunday. 48 hours to go, but Dijakovic looks on top of the world. Could it be King Dijak come the end of the tournament? Well, if the new foundation wanted to be King Gable, there is a long way to go. Boston Strong Style, your winners. The revival in a way, knowing that the inevitable is on its way, and that is a rematch with the British Empire. No controversies about it this time around, and again, I think as they put the point on it, the only controversy really has been engulfed by the British Empire, and they believe a controversy that really they only believe. I don't really see what the controversy is, but they're going to keep spinning it if it means getting the attention of the tag team champions and getting that match signed for a second time around. Speaking, of course, of the British Empire, here we go. One-on-one action, as was announced on the latest iteration of the Center of the Universe. Cedric Alexander, an unlikely ally to the Revival, but against a common enemy, the British Empire. How many times do we see unlikely allies working against a common enemy? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge towards, of course, the group that holds the ECW title. Nice little bit of show of mutual respect as well from the Revival to Cedric. Dawson and Wilder wanting an extra 2 hits with their names on it to this man. Gibson, of course, 2 weeks ago went up against Scott Dawson in a match that ended under very controversial circumstances as a result of the interference from one British Empire member named Mark Andrews, who, of course, Cedric Alexander kind of started his beef with the British Empire, where there was Alexander and Andrews who were meant to do battle, but of course McIntyre got involved in that one, assaulted him again after the match, and that was what led last week to Cedric Alexander assaulting, or rather making the save for Dash Wilder by catching Drew McIntyre off guard, sending him over the top rope with it as well. Now Zach Gibson will do battle by himself as well. Same rules are applying as always. No British Empire allowed at ringside. No Revival allowed at ringside during this match. You can't really get a fair match with Zach Gibson. Removing all of those outside entities can certainly get us someplace closer to it. Here the boos raining out as well here in Sunrise for Zach Gibson and the British Empire. They are not liked at all, but they know one thing is for certain. There is very likely to be a future championship match lining up for them, a rematch with the Revival for Gibson and Sabre Jr. against the Revival. With those tag team titles on the line and maybe a definitive ending to this controversy in air quotes once and for all. But before we can get to that, we got to get through this. Cedric and Gibson to go at it. Hopefully it'll be a better match than what we were supposed to have a few weeks ago between Cedric and Mark Andrews. It should have been a really good match, but unfortunately due to the Empire's antics is derailed. And look at this, no respect given off the bat there from Zach Gibson, but Cedric Alexander certainly has quite a bit of anger within him to get off his chest from the McIntyre assault. I don't think he was quite finished off after last week either. Here we go. Gibson and Alexander. Forget all the front face locks or anything like that. That's out of the window. We are straight into the wrestling here in this one. Belly to belly attempt from Zach Gibson. He gets the leg swept out from underneath him by Cedric Alexander. Here we go now. Cedric sends Gibson into the corner and all. Face first into the turnbuckle as well. Nothing nice about that one. Small package suplex there from Gibson, driving Alexander into the mat. And for as disrespectful of an athlete as Zach Gibson is, he is certainly living up to his name of what he calls that Scouse-style wrestling. Very underhanded but hard-hitting antics of 1/4 of the British Empire. Really cover made there, but Cedric got the shoulder up right away there, and Gibson just eyeing up Cedric. Took too long, though. Cedric slips off the shoulders there. Nicely done. Has the arm. Oh, Gibson rolls through, and a jump toe hold takes Cedric off his feet once again there. Gibson just working smart there. Look out, here we go again. Leg trap suplex, small package suplex, whatever you want to call it. It is effective, and Gibson going after the arm here is Cedric Alexander. Cedric might be a high flyer, but he does rely a lot on his arms as well. He's got that springboard clothesline of his, and the lumbar check, of course, which he will be looking to get in this matchup in order to finish it off and leave with the victory. Running neck breaker there, and Gibson goes down. Cedric brings him back into a vertical basis. Those knife edge chops connecting flush, and that combination connecting with it as well. Beautiful combination from Cedric Alexander, and it opens the door for him here to get him some big offense on Zach Gibson. That big offense he will look to do as well. Top rope for Cedric. Big chance, big risk. Oh, the strength from Gibson to catch it out of the skies, to drive him into the mat. Cedric rolls to the outside there, trying to catch a breather, trying to recover as best he can. Gibson will go after him. Great counter by Cedric. It's a forearm, and back into the ring. with a flying forearm as well. Cover made. Is that Gibson done for? No, count of 2 and nothing more on that one, but Cedric Alexander getting somewhere in this one there. Nicely done indeed. Nice Cedric, and as we said, it is all about him getting that offense in on Gibson, and of course giving those extra shots with the Revival's name on it as well. Who knows? One of those knife-edge chops has had the name of Dawson or Wilder on it, because they have been lighting up the chest of Zach Gibson. Oh, comes in with a low double-footed dropkick there into the jawline of Cedric. Is it all she wrote? No, Cedric Alexander kicked out of 2 as well. Match really picking up in pace. This is the match that we should have had between Andrews and Cedric a few weeks ago. They are really going at one another here. See what will happen now. Big right hand there from Zach Gibson. Here we go from behind. German suplex. Oh! Cedric's athleticism shining through. Lands on his feet and captures suplex there to Gibson. Caught the leg and drove him into the mat. Here we go. Middle of the ring. Elbow drop comes down. Covers made. Is it over? Wow. It is only the count of 1 there on Zach Gibson. He is not getting back up to his feet right now. Cedric Alexander proving a point to Drew McIntyre and the rest of the British Empire. He is not some throwaway target. He is someone who they've got to take seriously, but a nasty German suplex there. And a cravat suplex to follow up with Cedric getting tangled up in the ropes on landing as well. Now for Gibson, it's about regaining control the best way that he can. Draining the momentum and the life out of Cedric Alexander and just grounding him. Taking that speed side of him away and just making sure this match is fought on his terms. Right hands unloading there. Gibson got in mind from the second rope here. Oh no. Oh, top rope guillotine. Throat first. Cedric goes down on that top rope, and now Cedric in even more trouble. Check out this from Zach Gibson. Like him or not, you gotta admit that is damn good. A figure 4 sharpshooter, incorporating 2 of the greatest submission maneuvers of all time into one. Cedric can see the ropes, but he just can't reach them. His body is just facing in the wrong direction, but he will not give in here on Gibson, and he breaks his way out of it. Great fight there, back up to a vertical basis, and a kick in the gut. There's fight, there's fire, and Cedric, big leaping clothesline. Gibson running to the outside, trying to get some breathing room, but you are in the airspace of Alexander! Leaping moonsault, springboard moonsault for the second up to the floor. Cedric Alexander got absolutely all of it. And another capture suplex connects. The chance is there for Cedric Alexander. The opportunity is right in front of him to beat a member of the British Empire, to help out the Revival and to prove his point that Drew McIntyre. Springboard clothesline. Cover 8. 1, 2, and no! Gibson still kicks out at 2. That tenacity in Zach Gibson gets him far, but can it get him any further? Can it get him out of the lumbar check? No, Gibson, he counters it. Evades the lumbar check and comes back with a brain buster down onto the knee. And now it's his turn to look for the end, looking for Helter Skelter. Has him up, but oh, Cedric, great counter. Great counter from Cedric Alexander to get himself out of that one. Forearm absolutely rocks him. There's some shots with the Revival's name behind them. Knife edge chops once again. Cedric Alexander eyeing up the opportunity in front of him. And this is gonna be a big one. Alexander flies! Well worth the risk as he comes crashing down onto Zach Gibson, and maybe one move away from finishing off a member of the British Empire. He knows it, he senses it, and oh! Claymore kick! McIntyre with a Claymore kick! Just when Cedric looked to have victory in his clutches, McIntyre's come to take it away. And everything that McIntyre's saying is going against what he just did. For someone they shouldn't be wasting their time on, Drew McIntyre had no problem getting in the ring right now and shoving his boot into the face of Cedric Alexander. Oh. McIntyre's taking this one on personally. McIntyre wants to be the one to finish off Cedric. He wants him next week. Oh, wait a minute, he's going to the turnbuckle. No, not again. Not a second one. Cedric doesn't know where he is. A second Claymore. Cedric, he moves out of the way. Cedric evades. And the fight still lives on in him. McIntyre to the outside and knocked down. History repeats itself. McIntyre down. Cedric standing tall once again. Wait, Gibson from behind. Oh, yes. Cedric lands on his feet. Lombard check to Gibson. McIntyre wants to face the problem head on. Cedric Alexander has no problem with that. This is going to be a good one. And McIntyre's asked for it. And if he wants it, he'll get it. Next week here on ECW, it will be the leader of the British Empire, Drew McIntyre, going one-on-one with Cedric Alexander. This is going to be a match that you absolutely do not want to miss, judging by what we've just seen here tonight. But as you heard at the top of the show, we're also subject to the celebration of Los Ingobernables de Japón. They will be in the building next week. Every single one of them. Bring your booze, bring your hatred. They deserve it. They'll be in the building. And that means it ain't gonna be a good night. Well, it may be a night to forget for ECW next week, regardless of anything that happens this Sunday, because LIJ are in the building. Right now, we have got our main event here in Sunrise. Noam Dar versus the Cruiserweight Champion Rey Mysterio. It has to be said that the New Foundation will be looking to rebound from earlier on this evening. There were some decent performances in that tag team match, but let's be real. Once Dominik Dijakovic entered the fray, the match was pretty much over from there. Dijakovic looked pissed this evening. He looked ready for Sunday as well. You can see Bret the Hitman Hart has confidence in Noam Dar. He stands in his corner here this evening. What a difference a year makes for Noam Dar. Languishing in NXT a year ago and now has success as a part of a group here on ECW. But the same could be said for this man. A year ago, you could have seen him in his latter years winding down a clock. But now it's as if that clock is rewound to the prime years of the Cruiserweight Champion. Rey Mysterio ready to do battle here this evening. And the reaction, certainly a big one as well for the champion himself. What a grueling set of matches Mysterio had with Buddy Murphy first at Anarchy Rules to win that title from him. Then in that ladder match at the Royal Rumble, they went to war with one another. But Rey Mysterio with a fantastic showing of gratitude and living on the legacy of a legend, the honor in that, had Buddy Murphy beat and hit a frog splash from the ladder, the top of the ladder, all the way down to finish off Buddy Murphy. Incredible thing to see, but right now for Rey Mysterio, he has got to go one-on-one here with a Noam Dar. As I said before, he's a different being, a different kettle of fish from the Noam Dar we saw a year ago. A year ago, you could have rightly believed that Noam Dar's tenure in the WWE would have been coming to an end at some point. But then Bret Hart saw something in himself, and Tony Nese, and look where it led them. NXT Tag Team titles are now here on ECW. And not just here to be a name either, not just here to be another name on the roster, but here to get these opportunities in front of him in a wide open cruiserweight division that can acquaint for even his fellow stablemates in Nese and Gable, but alongside that as well, the likes of Kushida, Cedric Alexander, Humberto Tozawa, Leo Rush. The names keep on coming. And Rey Mysterio, I'm sure, will be glad that there are challenges lining up left, right, and center for that title as well. And here we go. It's about Mysterio and Dar right now in our main event. Great to see the opportunity being presented for these two guys in the main event as well. Great to see Rey Mysterio as well, of course, because we haven't seen him since the Rumble. Now we're seeing him here tonight against Noam Dar. Big opportunity for Dar as well, of course, to pick up a big win over the Cruiserweight Champion. Non-title win over him would pretty much make him the #1 contender for that title. Who knows, that title match could be at WrestleMania as well. Nice Hurricanrana there from Rey Mysterio as he looked to finish off Noam Dar, but anyway, kind of one there really goes in this one. Dar back up to his feet and a nice forearm there. What the game plan for Noam Dar will be. He's gone after the arm a few times in this matchup, and he's going after it again here on Mysterio. The arm isn't really the part we want to target. If history has told us anything, if recent history has told us anything as well, against Buddy Murphy, the legs were the key target for Buddy Murphy, and I wonder if they are still hurting within Rey Mysterio, because remember, it wasn't as if that was just, you know, something that Rey Mysterio only felt right there and then. Rey Mysterio's been feeling those leg injuries throughout his entire career. That has been a career-long injury for Rey Mysterio. You have to say that's why Buddy Murphy targeted him. He knows them as the weak point of Rey Mysterio, and not only are they the weak point, but they're the most needed point of Rey Mysterio. They're where all his offense comes from. And of course, we have that 619 connects as well that has won Rey Mysterio so much in the past. And Anarchy Rules winning that Cruiserweight Championship. A beautiful looking Cruiserweight Championship, might I say as well. There is Noam Dar. He is focusing on the arm shake. Maybe it's going to be joint manipulation from Noam Dar. What we see from Noam Dar, you're not going to see from the majority of cruiserweights. You know, a lot of cruiserweights, they go for the flashy offense. They go for that quick-based style. Lucha Libre in the case of Mysterio, and Humberto, to name just a few. Look out here. Code Red from Mysterio. First big move of the match, you have to say. There's the cover. There's two. And Noam Dar gets the shoulders up in time. You just get that fantastic athleticism from a lot of other athletes as well. But for Noam Dar, it's about that ground-based limb manipulation offense. But right now, Noam Dar might have Mysterio beat sunset flip. Oh, Mysterio floats it over. Nicely done. And a pair of 1 counts. Mysterio, went for a drop kick maybe there. Looked to be like he was trying to get trap the legs there around the waist of Noam Dar, but Dar counters and drives him into the mat with a DDT, a low-hanging DDT as well, on 2. Rey Mysterio, and now the work is beginning on the legs. Indian Deathlock applied to Rey Mysterio. Mysterio knows he can't be in this hole for too long, or he's going to be in trouble. And that's why he breaks out of it. After the arm again there. Forearm attempt from Mysterio, nothing coming of it, and that's opened the door for Dar to work over the arms again. Fantastic strength from Noam Dar, and he brings as well a club essentially down into the arm of Rey Mysterio, and again he goes after the leg. This is just complete joint manipulation, and you can see Bret Hart on the outside. He loves this. This is what he will have spent hours, countless hours, teaching Noam Dar over the past year. How to dismantle an opponent in the ring. No matter their speed, no matter their strength, how to dismantle them and how to break them down so that you can get that victory. Nice combination there from Noam Dar. Shin breaker into a dragon screw leg whip, but it only gets one on Mysterio. Mysterio's been through this so many times in his career, of course. It might be safe to say that this is not going to be the end. You know, you're going to need more than that as well to take care of Rey Mysterio. His trilogy of matches with Buddy Murphy showed in his heart and his fire, and his fight will never fade. But oh! You would have been mistaken for a minute there for thinking Noam Dar may have just finished off a Cruiserweight champion. This has been a very different kind of tempo-paced main event here. It has been a tale of two tapes really from these guys. Noam Dar wanting that slower paced offense, wanting to break down Rey Mysterio. And Mysterio, of course, just wanted to go fast-paced. He knows if he can go fast-paced, he has Noam Dar's number. Dar can't keep up with the speed of Mysterio, but it could be said that Mysterio can't keep up with the joint work and the ground game that Noam Dar has to offer. And really, for any cruiserweight out there who wants to be in line for that cruiserweight title, who wants to be the one to take it from Mysterio, you have to be taking notes. Even if you respect Rey Mysterio, even if you idolize him, you have to be taking notes. Because even if you may idolize the man, when you step in that ring, you can't idolize your way to the Cruiserweight title. You've got to beat the man in front of you. And that is Mysterio. Check that out from Mysterio, though. Try as they might, they can never keep him down. Lands on his feet again. Rolls through the legs. And the Hurricanrana connects. Dar sent across the ring there from that one as Mysterio lining up something that made him in front of him here. Bringing Dar back up to his feet. Wait, oh! Dar shrugs it off. Scottish Sickle. Cover made as he beat Mysterio. Oh! For a moment there, it looked like he had him. For a moment, it looked like Noam Dar might have had him. And now, it might be set in stone. That corner Enziguri. Mysterio swats it away at the final hour. Big Canna coming up at the final gates there for Mysterio. And here we go. Talk about living on the legend. Oh, to Eddie Guerrero once again. Three amigos. All with the names of the new foundation on them. And now Mysterio, he'll take it up high. Is he thinking frog splash to finish off Noam Dar as he did Murphy at the Royal Rumble? It will not be the frog splash, but it will not connect either. Dar moves out of the way, Russian leg sweep, and again it grounds Rey Mysterio, which is what Noam Dar has to be said. It is his focal point of this match now. It is about grounding Mysterio, and about making sure no trips to the top rope are taken, no speed, no trying to play Rey Mysterio with his own game, because he won't win. Mysterio must have been working on his submission defense. I gotta say, Mysterio's ability to take this offense, and not only to just survive it, but to rebound from it, has been a lot better than I remember seeing from Rey Mysterio in recent times. You know, I said about Mysterio winding back the clock, but not only has he wound back the clock, I think he's learned some new tricks. His defense is much better. He'll take a lot of hits, yes, but what I'm saying is, when it comes to those submission holds, he is escaping them much faster, and he doesn't seem to be taking as much pain as well from all these shots from Noam Dar. Big forearm there. Oh, throat shot there from Noam Dar. Does it again into the body as well, and oh, what an uppercut. Most people usually use their bicep for that uppercut, but that was just the fist of Noam Dar into the jaw of Rey Mysterio. And you could see how much it rocked the champion as well. Oh, but that may have been playing possum as well. Mysterio now sends Dar off the ropes. Dar stops him dead in his tracks. Oh! You hear that thud? That boot straight into the leg of Rey Mysterio, and a shinbreaker follows up after it as well. Noam Dar is doing everything he can to take Rey Mysterio down, but maybe not enough to take Rey Mysterio out in this matchup. He's done plenty to put himself in the driver's seat towards winning this thing, but has he done enough to make sure that he will win this thing? That may be about to be answered right now. Dar putting Mysterio on the top rope here, but Mysterio comes over the counter. Elbow counter, top rope for Mysterio. Oh! Like a torpedo into the chest of Noam Dar. Is it all? No, it isn't. Dar kicks out at one, counters the snapmare attempt there. Back up to their feet. Dar, Scottish Sickle again. Cover on Mysterio, and Mysterio kicks out at one. You'd swear with the amount of one counts, it's like Keith Lee and Big E from SmackDown. Oh, but we might be about to get a three. Dara's lining up Mysterio again. It's a Giri, no! Mysterio moved out of the way, and he sees the chance, and the champion's gonna take it. Dialing it up. 6, 1, 9. To the top rope. Let the Latino heat run through ya. Frog splash to Dar. But it doesn't look like Mysterio is going to end it off of that. He's going to go to the top rope again here. Dar is out on his feet. And wind back the clock even further. West Coast pop by Mysterio. Rey Mysterio does it. That was about survival. That was about enduring offense. And then that was winding back the years as if they never happened. West Coast pop. 1, 2, 3. Rey Mysterio does it here for ECW. What? No. No.